You know, maybe we should think more about what we do with our house and our yard. I was reading the other day that all the chemicals that we put on our yard, the stuff you wash off the driveway, even walking the dog, all those things can result in pollutants that end up in our waterways, like our rivers, our streams, even the bay.
Well, I guess it makes sense that when it rains, all that stuff gets washed away. I guess it's got to end up somewhere.
That's true, and we're all contributors. It's a shame. We love living near the water, but it's us that ends up polluting it.
Well, then maybe we should learn more about these pollution sources and what we can do to reduce our contribution.
It sounds like a great idea.
It's hard to think about Florida and not think about water. Water defines this state. The ocean, the Gulf, our bays, our thousands of rivers, lakes, and ponds. They're all a huge part of life in Florida. A chance to live, work, and play on or near water is why many of us moved here. That's why many of us stay. And water provides more than a lifestyle. In Florida, it provides livelihood. Water is crucial to our tourism, agriculture, fisheries, and many industries, all main components of Florida's economy. Florida simply wouldn't be Florida without water. That's why preventing water pollution is important to all of us. For much of the 20th century, industrial waste and sewage were main causes of water pollution. Some manufacturers routinely dumped harmful chemicals and other materials into the nearest river or lake. Cities often did the same with raw or barely treated sewage. The result was that many waterways, including sections of our own Tampa Bay, became so polluted that some could no longer support fish or other aquatic life. But by the 1970s, in large part due to the burgeoning environmental movement, public awareness about the impact of water pollution began to grow. Shifting public opinion prompted new rules and regulations, so that by the 1990s, state and federal governments had cleaned up most of the obvious pollution sources. While those actions helped greatly, the problem of water pollution has not gone away. Today, the largest source of pollution for most parts of Florida, including Tampa Bay and the rivers, lakes, and streams that drain into it, is what we call stormwater pollution. Stormwater is simply rainwater after it hits the ground. This water either soaks into the ground or it runs off, down the street into a storm drain, or across the land into a water body, such as a river, lake, or pond. Along the way, the water picks up lawn pesticides and fertilizers, dirt and debris from construction sites, tire rubber, motor oil, and other chemicals from the street, and waste from dogs, cats, and wildlife. The storm drain system is not connected to any treatment plant, so any pollutants go directly into whatever water body is downstream. The same is true for runoff that drains across the land into a water body that's not part of the storm drain system. This means the pollutants are reaching many of the same places where we like to swim, boat, and fish with our families and friends. And the pollution source doesn't have to be in the immediate area. Our rivers, lakes, and streams receive their water from a watershed. A watershed is the area over which water flows before eventually reaching a common, larger body of water, such as a bay or gulf. Pollutants initially draining into one body of water could end up affecting another body of water dozens of miles away. What's the impact of water pollution? In some cases, it's mostly aesthetic. The water may smell bad or have a strange color. But even if the pollution has no immediate impact on fish or other aquatic life, it can still diminish our enjoyment and use of the water. And many times the pollution's effect is much more severe. Chemicals can cause fish kills and endanger other animals that live near or depend on the water. Debris can clog the water's natural flow, which can cause flooding. Debris also can disrupt and sometimes change the surrounding ecosystem. Excess nutrients from fertilizers and animal waste can produce abnormal vegetation blooms, which can choke off a water body's natural plant and animal populations. In short, water pollution can ruin the very thing that makes Florida, Florida.